Hi, this is Erica, and I wanted to start posting videos on a channel about van life and kind of the good, bad, and ugly of this. And, you know, all the Instagram photos of, the oceanside pictures out the back of the van, that is true, but there are also certain sides of it that are a little uglier and fixes that need to be made. And I have owned a van for a year, and there have been quite a few things that have gone wrong, and I wanted to highlight a few here so that you can feel empowered and diagnose and fix some of the problems on your own in your van, and it's not that scary. So I'm gonna get right into it with an electrical system problem. And so I'm just gonna turn the camera around, and this is a very real life scenario that happened. I lent my van to a friend, and the fridge cord got damaged and the line was frayed. So I went ahead and bought a new cord. This is my Dometic fridge freezer combo, and I bought a new cord, and I thought replacing the cord would be fine, and turns out that the electrical system still is not working. So I am now going to come over here to the actual workings of my van, and I'm going to try to diagnose and problem solve this on my own. So I know from my van setup that this red switch here turns the power off to my little box of fuses here. So I'm going to actually switch this off. And I know a lot of people with electrical systems get scared because they're actually afraid they're going to electrocute themselves. So there are a couple things. I know that this turns the electricity off to my van, but if you have a simpler setup, you can actually go to your battery box, and there are screws here that you can unscrew and actually disconnect this from your actual battery source to ensure that the electricity is off to whatever you're working on. And there's also another thing that you can buy. It's a voltage meter, and you can place these electrodes on the sides of anything that you are trying to test, and if the light comes on, it means the circuit is still live and you can electrocute yourself. So if you want to really ensure that you're not going to get electrocuted, you can get one of those. So I know the power is off on my van, so I'm gonna go and take a peek at my box, and these all correspond to the different electrical systems. So I have my fan, I have my water pump, and I'm actually gonna go down to the one that says fridge, and because my fridge electricity is obviously not working. So I'm gonna pull this box off, and I'm gonna go down to the fuse here. And this panel is actually a lot like your breaker box in your house. Like if your microwave shuts off and it's not working, you can go and flip a breaker in your house and potentially turn that back on very easily. And that's from a power surge in your house. The same with your van, except a lot of times they're made with these fuses. So I'm gonna actually pull the fridge fuse out, and I don't know if you can see this very clearly, but the fuse is actually blown. It's a little bit burnt and it's not connected anymore. So I'm gonna show you a new fuse that I bought for $1.50, and this one is actually still connected. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this one-handed here. Put this back in. Sometimes you have to just wiggle it a little bit. And I'm gonna go ahead and flip the power back on before I turn the box back on. And I'm gonna go over to my fridge actually and see if it'll turn back on. And sure enough, popped back on. So that tells me that it actually was a blown fuse. And I'm gonna put this box back on, reconnect this. And I wanted to just say that if anything, any system goes out in your van, you can come back here and see if it's a fuse. And 95% of the time it is a fuse, a very simple fix. On my system here, the shore power also has an amp. So One time, my shore power, there was a surge in the shore power at a campground, and I actually blew this one out. So it's a little bit bigger of a fuse, but I unscrewed these nuts here and replaced that fuse. So there are certain components of your system that you can problem solve and see if you can fix on your own. And again, taking this to an RV dealer, you know, they'll sometimes have your van for weeks on end and charge you a couple $100s for a very simple fix in the fuse. So subscribe to my channel, and I'm going to be fixing things all throughout my van, and I hope this video was helpful and makes you feel empowered on fixing things in the van. Thanks for watching.